It's the summer of 2019 and I opened my notes app on my phone and write down the goals for that year. One of them was to start a YouTube channel. 2019 ends and I still haven't started. 2020 ends and I still haven't started. Why, you may ask? It was because of fear. Fear of being judged, of not being good enough, failing at it. I was basically letting fear hold me back from doing something that I really wanted to do. But then at the beginning of 2021, I did something that finally got me started, finally got my idea of starting a YouTube channel and actually press record on my camera and sit down. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roda. And that was something called fear setting. In this video, I'm gonna go through what that actually means, how it helped me. I feel as though it's really gonna help anyone who's stuck or is finding it really difficult to get moving towards something that they really want to do. And we can apply it to any scenario. It can be related to parenting, it can be related to school, it can be related to work. Any sort of decision that you can think of, or something that you know that you really want to do, but you've just not had that courage to kind of move forwards with it. So let's get through it. So I came across this concept of fear setting in a blog by Tim Ferriss. You may know him. He's wrote some really popular books like The 4-Hour Workweek. He's got a really good podcast as well. And what he talks about is fear setting. It's all about defining our fears, knowing what our fears are when it comes to wanting to make really difficult decisions or making difficult choices. Basically getting them out of our really overactive imagination and out into the open, and actually see that a lot of the time what we're scared of, when we get it down on paper, it actually doesn't seem that scary. And the whole point of fear setting is to help us become less scared, less afraid of taking action. That is basically the whole story. In the past, whenever I've had to face a really difficult decision, I was really good at putting off making a choice. But I would create excuses for myself and kind of rationalize my way out of it. And I guess it was because I was scared of the unknown, of the uncertainty, of making the wrong choice. And the funny thing is, it's the stuff that I was putting off was usually the things and dreams or whatever that I really wanted to do. And I'm pretty sure I'm not on my own, and we can all relate to that in some way. And decisions can be things like, am I making the right career choice? Should I leave a job that I'm not enjoying? Should I go back to work after being a stay-at-home mum for a few years? Should I homeschool my kids? Should I invest money into a business? Should I start a YouTube channel? Regardless of what the decision is, there's one thing that's stopping us from taking action, and that is fear. Fear is the enemy of progress. And fear can mean totally different things for different people. Fear can be different depending on what kind of decision we want to make. And some of the examples are fear of the unknown, fear of uncertainty, which was the case for me when it came to wanting to start a YouTube channel. It can also mean fear of wasting our time, fear of making that wrong decision, fear of losing money, fear of getting rejected, facing failures, disappointment, being judged by people. The list goes on and on and on. Fear for me was like this internal monologue I was having with myself, and I was literally creating a whole background story of excuses that would stop me from wanting to do that thing that I really wanted to do. There are so many difficult choices that we have to make in life, whether that's parenting, school, work, relationships. Should I marry that right person? If we let fear hold us back from making any sort of decision, we are not moving forwards. We're literally just standing in the same place, not going forwards and not going backwards. But if we avoid doing things because of fear, we're going to be missing out on so many things in life. And there's this book I read called 5 Regrets of the Dying by Bonnie Ware, and I might actually do a whole review on it in a separate video about books and things. But one of the regrets that people have when it comes to the end of life is they did not live a life that was true to themselves, and instead they pushed away all their dreams and things that they really wanted to do because of fears or people's expectations and things like that. So let's do a little bit of a story time just to give everyone a little bit of context into what this whole video is about. And that was me starting this YouTube channel, all of this. I wanted to do it for literal years. So like I said, 2019, it was when I wrote it down. It was probably even before that I kind of thought about doing it, but it was always something in the back of my mind. And I did what everyone tells you to do, write it down. It's more likely to happen, which is true. Set my goals for that year and be like, you know what, do it. but there was something stopping me. Regardless of me writing it down, there was still something stopping me. And when I came across that blog I was talking about fear setting, I just thought, what does that even mean? It just sounds really silly. Months and months were going by of me not having done anything, and I thought, you know what? You've got absolutely nothing to lose. Let me actually do this exercise of fear setting. And fear setting is what got this channel finally off the ground. I'm gonna go through this exercise with you guys. I'm gonna go through the A to Z of it, of how to do it. It's really simple. It's only gonna take a few minutes. The only thing you're gonna need is pen and paper. The first thing we're gonna do is write down what is that change or dream or goal that you want to do, and write it down and put it right at the top of the piece of paper and underline it. So the first question we're going to ask ourselves and write down is, what is that fear that is actually stopping you from taking action? And I realized really quickly that when I started writing it down, it did not seem as scary as it was in my head. So write down that fear. So for me, when it came to starting a YouTube channel, some of the fears I wrote down was, I don't have enough experience, I'm going to embarrass myself in front of the camera, I'm going to be investing money into something that I don't know is going to be successful or not. So I wrote down, literally I could just think of anything that would like stop me. And then the next question is, writing it down, is what are the benefits to me doing that thing? For me, the benefits would be I'd learn how to be able to use a camera, I would learn how to edit things. It's like a good creative outlet for me where I could spend time doing something that I really like and actually focus on it. So again, list the benefits of that thing that you want to do. And it's almost like being a salesperson and you're trying to sell this change that you want to do or this goal that you want to achieve. And it kind of helps with that motivation of kind of helping you get started as well. And the next question that you ask yourself is, what is the cost of not doing anything? And for me, this one was a really, really interesting question, and it brought up some interesting answers for me as well. And it's essentially saying, what are you going to be missing out on if you don't do that thing? Okay. And for me, this question really helped me see things from a different perspective. You know, instead of me just focusing on the fears of why I shouldn't be doing it, it was more of, what am I going to be missing out on, like, if I don't do it? And you can even go as far as to say, what would I be missing out in 1 year's time? What would I be missing out in 5 years' time? What would I be missing out in 10 years' time? And then writing it down. And when you see it, so for me, some of the things that I wrote down that I'll be missing out on is me becoming more confident in being able to talk to the camera and, you know, actually enjoying it and learning so much about how to put together a video. When I'm doing research for all these videos, I'm actually learning so much about myself as well in the meantime. So that's the stuff I would be missing out on. And it's almost, again, you're like selling it to yourself, you're motivating yourself to kind of push forward and get through that wall of resistance. That is the exercise. You know, there is a little bit more to it, but I found that for me was the important bits of it. I will leave the actual exercise in the description below so you can have a look. I'll put a link in place. I found that doing that and actually writing it down really helped me get a true perspective of the whole thing instead of it just living in my head. And it definitely made taking action so much easier. And this is a testament to that. You know, I'm talking to that camera, you know, and I can't believe that 6 months ago this is what I would be missing out on, because I've really been enjoying the journey so far. I finished reading this book and it's absolutely amazing. I might actually do a review on this book as well. If that's what you want, let me know in the comments. And one of the sentences that really struck out to me: courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. The willingness to show up changes us. It makes us a little braver each time. I'll leave you with that sentence. Thank you very much for watching this video, you guys. That's the end. Hopefully you found this helpful in some way or the other, and more importantly, will get you moving to whatever dream and goal that you want to achieve in life. And I sincerely hope that you do. Thank you very much for watching, and please like the video if you took something away from it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.